Hello, everyone. This is the CrimsonCure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen. Hey, and welcome to the CrimsonCure channel. We're going to go ahead and get right on into the topic, but first, a word from our sponsor.
This is A-Game, fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Hi, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the CrimsonCure channel. As usual, I'm just going to jump right into the topic. So today we are talking about S.O.S, why our relationships sometimes fail. And before I start going into a huge explanation, I'm just going to break down S.O.S, systems, order, and structure. Now, the last time that I spoke about S.O.S, I talked about it in a very broad, general sense when it came to women and not really being capable of completely understanding the concept of mobility in its entirety. I did that on a live stream where I was talking about the Goldman Sachs pledge, and you can check that live stream out right here. But today I'm going to sort of narrow that scope, and I'm going to bring it more into an intimate setting for us ladies where we can really understand S.O.S, and we really understand these concepts when it pertains to our romantic relationships that we have with men. And the reason I titled this Why Our Relationships Sometimes Fail is because sometimes we don't know why relationships fail. We meet a guy, we like him, we're very attracted to him, we have chemistry, we have things in common, we're feeling him, he's feeling us, and everything seems to be going very well, or it seems as if there's no reason why it shouldn't go very well. However, the thing that we have to understand as women is that a relationship is not solely built on the emotional part, which is the part that we carry, right? We carry the emotional part. We carry all of the chemistry, and, we think about those things. That's what I mean by we carry it. We are the ones that think about all of those aspects. We think about, oh, well, I'm in love and he loves me and we have wonderful sex and, we can talk and we can share our feelings and all of these sorts of things. And those are some really, really feel-good things. But a relationship does not survive on emotions alone. In point of fact, they don't really survive on emotions at all. Not a relationship. The emotions are there to foster the connection, but the relationship and the structure of the relationship, what holds it up, is something that actually the men have. And that would be the S.O.S concept, the system, order, and structure. Now, I'm going to make another statement, which I know that some people are probably going to disagree with. And if you disagree, I definitely want to hear about why in the comment section. But before we put the cart before the horse, I'm going to go ahead and make this statement. Men choose women. Full stop. When we talk about relationships and marriages, it is the men who do the choosing of women because men gatekeep relationships. They're actually in charge of who gets a husband and who doesn't. Okay? Women only do choosing when it comes to simple sexual connections. So women gatekeep sex and intimacy. So women get to choose who has sex and who doesn't, okay? But we don't choose our marriage partners or when we get married or anything like that. Men actually choose that. Now, the position of the woman is to either accept that proposition or to decline that proposition. So if a man is interested in us for a serious relationship, he's actually going to be the one to initiate that, because men actually define what the relationship is and women do not. So, for example, you have woman A and man A. She's super interested in him and sees him as marriage material. He doesn't quite see the same in her and isn't as interested in her as she is in him. They'll never get married. As long as he doesn't see it that way, regardless of how gung-ho she is about him, that doesn't make a marriage happen. The man has to say, I see you as marriage material, and I see this relationship as stable enough to build a marriage upon. Therefore, I choose you as my wife. Do you accept? This is why it's a marriage proposal. They're proposing something. Who you propose that something to has the right to either accept or decline. Same thing in the business world. If you make a business proposal, you're proposing, this is my business, this is my model, this is, and you might bring that to an investor and say, okay, this is what my business is. This is the valuation of my business. And due to all of these things that I've brought to you, this is the amount of investment money that I would need to make my business grow and to really make it prosperous. That's a proposal. The investor then can say, you know what? I agree with you. And I'm willing to invest this amount of money to the success of your business. And of course, I benefit also. Or the investor can say, I don't agree that that's the valuation of your business. And I also don't agree that your business is capable of growing. So I think I'll decline investing in it. Same concept with relationships. All right. So this is why it's a marriage proposal. The man is proposing, this is my deal. Okay. I want to marry you. These are the things that happens. This is, the relationship that we have. This is a relationship that I see going forward. Will you accept this proposal from me? And the woman then has the right to either accept it or decline it. Okay. Now, with that being said, we can kind of sort of move on into why our relationships sort of fail. Because ladies, we have to be discerning when we allow ourselves to be chosen for relationships. And we have to have discernment about the men that we allow to choose us. Okay? The men that we confirm, the men that we accept this proposal of a relationship from. Sometimes, because many of us have not actually seen system, order, and structure function properly, we do not know it when we see it. Some of us are beguiled by a man who maybe has his career together, maybe has his finances together, as far as we can see. Maybe he has, a home or car or gainful employment of some sort. And many times we think, well, that's a system, order, and structure automatically, right? We think, well, he couldn't have gotten to that point in his life if he didn't have a system, order, structure. That's only partially true. That's only partially true. Because a man who has good business acumen isn't always the same man that has good relationship acumen. Because it isn't exactly synonymous. It isn't exactly parallel, right? He can be the savviest businessman and a horrible husband. If you get him in the boardroom, he's a terror, Okay? He's going to make that money. He's going to make those deals. He's going to, and it's going to be successful 9 times out of 10. You get him at home, he doesn't know how to communicate, or he does not know how to implement system, order, and structure within his interpersonal relationship. Okay? So this is one reason why going after a man that just has his financial self together isn't necessarily the same thing as allowing ourselves to be chosen by a man that actually has system, order, and structure in his life. Because there are plenty of men who have money and their personal lives are a wreck. Okay? And we've discussed that on this channel. Men who will have the external 5 of the 10 life values more or less together, and the internal 5 are neglected. A man that has S.O.S in his life does not neglect the internal 5. Okay? Because if we take a look at it, the 10 life values is a value system. Okay? And a system is essentially the means by which things get done. You start out with a goal and you formulate the plan to achieve that goal. This is where systems come in at. Okay. So sometimes, for example, we will be dating or trying to get a guy to marry us that has his finances and his education and his profession together, but his family value is bad because he has no system in place for it. Because systems also imply boundaries. So let's say we've got man B, right? And he's got, he's educated, he's got money, he can indulge in leisure, his profession, he has some wealth, and all of these sorts of things, which are wonderful, right? However, he doesn't draw any boundaries between himself and his family members. So his mother gets to run roughshod over his personal life. He doesn't really have, like I said, too many boundaries. Things happen with his family and he doesn't know how to tell them no, or he doesn't really understand how to interact with them in a really positive way. This is someone who doesn't have a system, order, and structure throughout every facet of their life, right? Important facets. Because money and that set of things, ladies, provides us with material security. However, a man that doesn't truly understand or have system, order, and structure is a man who doesn't know a lot more about what to do than we do. If he doesn't have a system, then he can't bring things into order, right? Because order is the opposite of chaos. We as women are already in a state of chaos. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a negative way. But that's our default, right? And a man with order, he's doing something the opposite of chaos. So let's say, for an example, you're in the house and a fire breaks out in your house. As a woman, you're going to start panicking. A man that has system, order, and structure might low-key panic, but he's not overtaken by it. He can think in a situation and bring order and bring us and himself to safety because he'll have a plan. If a fire breaks out over here, this is how we get out of the house. I want you to take you and the kids, and I want you to go that way. And I want you to, and as soon as you get out, I want you to call the fire department. I'll be right behind you. If we get separated by the fire, I want you and the children to do this. Or, if we're all separated, I'll get the children over here You get the children over there and we'll make it. We'll be safe. We'll be all right. Right? That's calming. And that's another form of security. All right? So we're actually going to continue to have this discussion. I'm going to sort of wrap it up, but this is going to be something ongoing in this discussion on this channel. I definitely want to hear everyone's take on SOS, and also who does the choosing? Do men choose women for relationships, or do women choose men for relationships? I definitely want you guys to sound off in the comments for me. I want to hear everybody's take. Let me know what you think on this subject. And with that, I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another CrimsonCure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.